Hi everyone. So, can you hear us and see us? Could you report it by chat? Okay, let's give 1 minute for the others. Let them log in. So, be so kind and confirm your presence by chat. So, welcome very much to our webinar. So, IT is increasingly being asked by the business to deliver better, faster, and cheaper to achieve business value. This is our motto, reason, pretext, and theme of this webinar. Welcome again, very warm to our combined Promity, PeopleCert, and Linux Polska DevOps webinar. My name is Witold Janicki. I'm representing Promity, a Polish IT company. Let me introduce our today's speakers and organizers. So, Sara Cortellazzi, product manager at PeopleCert, our organizer.
Hi everyone, I'll be supporting you.
Hi, Sara. Amr ElHariry, consultant, trainer, and DevOps promoter, ambassador from IT Egypt Corp, collaborating with people and representing today PeopleCert.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi. And Marek Najmajer, sales director, product manager, and solution architect at Linux Polska.
Hi, everybody.
Hi. So for the beginning, let's localize us together. So we are looking for the farthest participant. Could you write in chat your location where you come log from? We are located. So be so kind and chat to us your location. So, Sarah?
Sarah, if you can share the cities that they are connected from, because we don't see the city name.
I can tell you the first one. Oh, they're coming in. Wait. We have people from a bit all over the places. We have maybe the farthest one so far, I think, is Houston, Texas. We have Krakow, we have Warsaw, we have Coventry in the UK. So Houston's still winning at the moment.
Okay, very nice. So, Sarah, you are located in Athens?
Yes.
I'm connecting from Cairo, Egypt.
Cairo. Mark and myself we are located in Gdańsk, Poland. So, now, please again confirm if you are able to hear us and see us. For the beginning information, the whole session will be recorded and available. After the webinar, we'll resend this recording or make available in internet. So and our presentations as well. So the agenda agenda for today's webinar would be like this. The whole webinar should take about 75 minutes. After introduction, we will hear the Amr speech. After that, short Q&A session. After that, Mark's speech about practice, and after that, short Q&A session as well. After that, prize, a little bit surprise contest. So we'll ask your some questions, and we'll able to win some awards. We'll inform you later on about this. So be mindful, lend your attention, and let's see. After that closeout. Again, our speakers, Amr ElHariry, IT Egypt Corp, as you can see, representing PeopleCert. Marek Najmajer, representing Linux Polska, and myself, I'm representing Promity, and especially Promity Akademia. First, a little bit about Promity, the organizer and the host of this webinar. Our web page, as you can see, we are delivering IT solution from the future today. So one of our pillars in our activities is education, and we are running courses among others, DevOps, Agile, ITIL courses. Our offer regarding DevOps, as you can see, is up to date. So DevOps fundamentals, level core, described as effectiveness and efficiency beyond comparison. So additionally, full stack approach. This is one of our course with examines, PeopleCert certification. The second level, advanced level, would be DevOps leadership course and examination, described as managing the cultural shift, which is very important. So more information about our trainings, courses, our schedule on our website, visible on the slide. Thank you. And so let's start our theme. Amr, the floor is yours.
Thank you. If you can just pass me the presenter.
So,
good morning, everyone. Wishing you a very happy and fruitful day as well. My name is Amr ElHariry, and I would be grateful and honored to be with you during the coming period. My session time is actually 25 minutes, but I can promise you it will be very fruitful and very valuable for you. Before we start, if you can just enter those simple warm-up questions through the chat. Which industry you are working in? Banking, insurance, telecom, or any other industry? If you can just type your answer through the chat, and Sarah, if you can share with us those industries so we can know which industries are joining us, please.
Sure. Let's give few seconds more to the participants. We have automotive. We have All right, just government, engineering, industrial automation, robotics, softwares, telco, accountant, media. We have a really good spread here across sectors.
Very nice. This is very nice. This shows the need of IT. Okay. One more thing. If you can answer, guys, also through the chat, why does your organization exist? Whether it's an automotive company, whether it's a banking institute, why does it exist? If you can just enter this also through the chat in a sentence or one word or one sentence maximum, that would be great. Why does your organization exist? Simple answer through the chat. Although this is a simple question, but it will need some thinking about it. Why does your organization exist? And also, Sarah, if you can share with us, please.
Of course. In the meantime, while everybody is thinking about their answers and typing, I can still tell you that we have more from telecoms and education. And we also have a cybersecurity student.
Amazing.
So, yeah, absolutely.
So is this question tough, guys? It's a simple question. Is it tough or simple?
Okay.
Why does your organization?
Sometimes you need to think about it. So I have to support other organizations with state-of-art engineering solutions that enable them to create value for their customers.
Amazing.
We have research and development, which maybe was the answer to the previous one. To provide safer transportation, and I try to make the technology available faster, secure, and at safer rates.
Amazing. Thank you guys for your participation.
Tough question indeed. We did have this comment. We're helping Scandinavian media houses to provide value to their customers.
Last one. I'll give you one more question and then we can go. What do you think about the IT services or digital services that you are offering? Option A, is it an end by itself? Option B, it's a means to an end. What do you think? This is the last question and then I'll go. Is your digital service, whatever the service that you are offering, banking service, financial service, automotive service, research and development service, is it an end by itself? Is it the goal or is it a means to an end?
These questions are almost philosophical. We have lots of options B, I'd say, in the answers.
Great.
And we've also been asked if you can rephrase the questions.
Okay, so the question says, if I'm using a mobile bank, for example, if I'm using a mobile banking application, which is one example of digital service, is it an end by itself? So I'm going to the bank to have this mobile app, or is it a means to an end? Is it a way to an end? Is it a way to a goal? So the service, is it the goal, or is it a means or a way to another goal? So what do you think?
Definitely a majority of Bs. We have only one A.
Okay.
And thank you for rephrasing the question. I think that now it's clearer for everyone as well. Yeah, I call it that B wins.
Great. So let's go. Thank you so much, guys. So let me tell you, based on what you said, I think most of you are already offering services. In other words, you are offering digital services for your customers. So let's see what are the world we are living in right now and what is the goal or the purpose of your organization. Number one, your organization already exists in the market, whether it's a financial institution or banking institution, just to offer value. As you already mentioned, the main purpose, the main goal of your organization is to deliver value for the stakeholders, including the customers, users, and suppliers as well. But regretfully speaking, each organization is complex. It has people, it has tools, it has technology, it has processes, suppliers, vendors, governance, policies, and they have to adapt and coordinate between all those different elements for just one purpose, which is to deliver value. And this is what we're going to talk about in the coming period. So if you look around us, what do we have right now? You will find that almost everything we use is a service. When you are using Uber or Lyft or taxi, when you ride an airplane, when you stay at hotel, when you go for a restaurant for lunch or dinner, even when you order your meal at home, all those are examples of different services. When you subscribe on a phone packet or even internet connection, this is also another example of service. When you send your kids to the school, and right now they are always almost studying online because of Corona, even the doctor and even the pharmacy, banking, every industry right now, they are offering their solutions as services or digital product. But here we have a couple of questions that we have to think about. Are you as a customer, when you go for such kind of service provider, are you always satisfied with the result or the outcome you are getting? I think some of us, when you go for some service provider, you are not getting the value or the outcome or the things that you have expected. On the other side, right now, the market has also changed. Most customers right now have the mobile app mentality. What does that mean? They are expecting whenever they come to you as a service provider, they are getting an immediate access to the service, whether this service is a banking, insurance, R&D, hotel booking, food restaurant, whatever it is. So here two terminologies that we need to consider the difference between them before we move forward is the output and the outcome. And since we have some banking guys over here, what do you think about the mobile app, the banking mobile solution? Is it an output or is it an outcome? Regretfully speaking, most technology people, most IT people are focusing on the output. They are focusing on the technology part. They are focusing on the application, on the infrastructure, on the core banking, on the GSM network. But most customers, or actually all customers, are focusing on the outcome, which is the result or the value they are getting. So this output can be something tangible. I can hold it with my own hand, or it can be something intangible, which is I cannot hold. While the outcome, this is what the customer is looking for, is the result when they are using this output in the real life. Let me give you an example. Since I mentioned the bank, the ATM of this bank, this ATM is an output. It's a tangible one. You can catch the ATM by your own hand. Even this credit or debit card is also a tangible output. You can hold it with your own hand. And if the bank is offering you mobile app banking, this is an intangible output. You cannot hold the application with your hand. But the point here and the question is, are you going for the bank to have the credit card and debit card or to have the mobile app? Or are you going to the bank when you go to the ATM machine and when you try to withdraw money, you cannot withdraw money for multiple reasons. Maybe the system is down, maybe the network is not working, maybe the ATM machine is well connected but does not have cash to withdraw. So in that case, you as a customer, you are not achieving any outcome or any value, although you have the output, which is the ATM and credit card or the debit card or the mobile banking app application. So what I need to talk about, I need from you guys to start thinking from the customer perspective. Start at the end. What does that mean? Start from what your customer is seeing. Start from what your customer is expecting. This should be your main focus. Your main focus should be the value and the outcome from the customer point of view, not the output that I have the latest technology, that I'm applying blockchain, that I have a chatbot, that I have an AI. With all our respect, technology is very, very important if you are using it well. And it will be devastating if you only focus on technology, between brackets, the output, and you are not focusing on the real need, which is the outcome and the value. So what I want to say here, what happens with the market right now is the following. Look at this slide. The green line is what your current IT capabilities right now. The red line representing what is the market and customer expectation wants. If you are all aware, after COVID-19 and Corona, every organization on earth is starting to move heavily into digital transformation and digital services. And those who could not adapt and change that fast, they went out of the market. And even you are aware with such kind of big names that have been disrupted because of Corona. So the point is, If this is your organization, like this rectangular, and you are trying to change within your organization with a very slow rhythm, let's say, for example, you are changing inside like with a speed of 10 kilometers per hour, but the change outside your organization from the market, from the customer, from the user, from the competitor is like 100 kilometers per hour. What does that mean? That the change outside your organization is more faster. You cannot catch it up. If this happens, you may be disrupted heavily, like Nokia, like Kodak, like Thomas Cook. Nokia, for example, was company #1 across the globe in the GSM. But look what happened within time. So what I want to say, if you cannot change fast enough with the market, with the customer, and at the same time going in the same direction where you deliver value, it doesn't matter which technology or which tool you are using. So if you look at this slide, this is a very nice slide. I actually use it in most of the sessions. And this is one of the main reasons every organization is suffering. And this is the main reason why good organizations like Microsoft, Amazon, and Doom are thriving. Every company at the core is a technology company, whether they know it or not, whether the top management in this company understand this or not. If they don't understand, let me explain. If you look at the bank, how many of us, when you go to a bank for a service and you hear this bad word, sorry, sir, the system is down? I think almost we have seen this in multiple countries. When the system is down, the whole bank is down. You as a customer cannot get any service. The internal teams, the different branches of the bank cannot do anything. What does that mean? The bank is totally an IT company working in the financial system. If the IT is down, the whole thing is down. Same thing for the government. If the IT is down, no government services will be available. Even Amazon, it's purely an IT company. If the IT is down, you cannot do anything. Uber or Lyft, IT company working in transportation industry. Netflix, an IT company working in the entertainment industry. So if you are considering what I'm saying, those companies are really realizing the power of IT, realizing the power of technology, and this is why they are thriving. On the other hand, very big organizations, their top management, they only see technology as an operational part, something which is not significant. Those top management, when they see the IT something like that, low end, not highly effective, not highly strategic, they suffer, and they suffer a lot. So what I want to say, technology is very important, but at the same time, I want to say a very important statement, and please catch it up. A fool with a tool is a bigger fool. I'll repeat it one more time. A fool with a tool is a bigger fool. What does that mean? I have seen so many organizations in my journey having latest technology, as I mentioned, in artificial intelligence, in blockchain, but regretfully speaking, they are applying it very wrong. And the end result, they have the latest technology, but the customer is frustrated and they are looking for better value in other competitors. In that case, this is why DevOps is coming in. DevOps says you need to respond, as Witold mentioned in the beginning, your customer wants a better value in a shorter time with less cost. And DevOps will try to help you solve this big formula using 3 main pillars. Number 1 is the automation. You have to use technology like artificial intelligence, blockchain, Internet of Things, cloud, or extra. And this is the pillar or the item number 1. Number 2 is the practices. And here we talk about the processes, value streams, framework like Agile, Lean, and ITIL. And the third one is people, culture, and mindset. This is the third pillar. And if you think about it, you will find that behavior and attitude is the more influencing factor of all those elements. Let me give you a little bit hint. I am delivering already courses for ITIL, Agile, DevOps, Lean, Prince2, Copit, ISO. All those frameworks have focused on 2 main elements. Number 1 is to deliver value for the stakeholders. Number 2, they are all admitting in one way or another that the most important element is the culture and mindset. One of the biggest mistakes organizations trying to do is focusing only on tools or technology. In that case, when it happens, they don't give value. Why? I'll give you an example like that. What would happen if your bank or your organization having the latest technology and top-notch technology, but when the customer having an issue and when they try to call the call center or the service desk or the help desk, they hear someone is answering like that. Good morning, sir. We're taking breakfast. How can I help you? What do you think? How would be your feedback? How would be your impression? Although the technology is the best. So what I'm saying, and one of the statements that I like so much, don't digitalize your technology or tool first. Don't digitalize your process only first. Digitalize your people by having them having the digital mindset and the proper attitude, and then let them choose the proper tools and technology. So what's happening right now, each company is living and dying just to provide better value for their customer. If they fail to deliver value, they will get out of the market. So you need to utilize your people, technology, processes, suppliers, mindset to deliver this one. And look at that. COVID-19, when it happened, it changed the whole thing. The market was saying, or the international expectation was saying, most organizations will go for DevOps and digital transformation by 2023 or 2025 maximum. That was the expectation in January this year. But when COVID-19 occurred, it made this transformation happen heavily in just 3 months. And those organizations that who could not catch this wave or adapt with the changes, they have been kicked out of the market very fast. So the bottom line is you need to adapt and change quickly with the direction of focusing on value. One last statement, which is I like also very much. In the previous word, it was very well known that the big fish can easily eat the small fish. The fish here is an acronym for the big company. The big company who has more power, more revenue, more tools, more resources can easily kill the small companies. But what's happening right now is the small fish can eat the fast fish. This organization that can change fast enough, that they can adapt fast enough with the changes of the market, they can eat easily the slow fish or the slow organization. And as you know, the more the organization grow, the more it became slower. So what does it mean? It will not help you how much big your organization is, how many years you are in the market, 10 years, 50 years, 100 years. If you are not changing fast, you will lose. One more thing I want to say, I said your main objective is to deliver value. But this value is not constant. The value is changing over time. If you look at that, when we're starting to have the mobile set, it was that heavy. And you need to have a dedicated bag and to hold it on. Look what we have right now. Our smallest kid, they're not just using mobile. Let me correct even this one. Smartphones became the new normal. Even now, working from home across the globe is also the new normal. So what I'm saying is, if you were providing value before, the same service maybe are not as valuable right now. So what you need to do, you need to keep working on the winning zone. What is the winning zone? The part that deliver value. And let me explain this with a very nice slide. Look at this slide. Those are 3 circles. This is circle number 1, circle number 2, and circle number 3. In the circle number 1, it has all the features or the purpose or the need of the customer. Circle number 2 is what your product or your service is offering. Circle number 3 is what is offered by your competitors. If you look at what I'm going to do right now with this red highlight, look, this part that I'm highlighting right now. Let me ask you this. If this part has any value to your customer, yes or no? Definitely, it has no value. Why? Because what customer is caring about is within this part. So what I'm saying, you did this too much effort with no value at all. On the other side, if you look at this part, which is marked by X, it's a small part, the effort is less, the cost is less, but the value is much higher. This is the winning zone. You are the only provider who are providing this feature or this value for your customers. In other words, you need to work smarter, not harder. Look at this part. Will I write the word why? This is a very risky zone. Why? Because this is offered by your competitor and it's already needed by your customer, but you are not offering it. So you need to keep focusing to work on the winning zone. Guys, if you have any questions, please write it down. Our colleague Sarah will collect it and will answer this question by the end of my session. So what I want to say, you need to work smarter, not harder. You need to do more with less. More what? More value, more customer satisfaction, more profit, more revenue, with less time, less cost, and less effort. And this is exactly what I wanted to say from this slide. One of the challenges that we have is, like, traditionally, our organizations are aligned like that, vertical. We have top management over here, giving the decisions that goes down, while the actual work is going like that. Customer over here is asking for something, maybe for the sales or service desk, and the work is going horizontal. So what we have, work is going horizontal, while decisions is coming vertical. In other words, those who are taking the decisions are totally far away on what's happening on the ground. So what DevOps will recommend when we talk about the culture, even the organizational structure has to change. We need to move into horizontal organization. We need to have shared goals, shared KPIs, shared objective, and we have to share the pain and we have to share the gain. Look at this one. This is a very real case to most organizations that I have seen in my journey. Let's assume this is the organization. As you can see, each department is going in totally different direction. They are still making an effort. They are using technology, they are using processes, they are making projects, they are making contact with supplier, but no value is delivered, and each one is fighting and each one having different and hidden agenda. What DevOps wants us to do is to have like this aligned culture where all teams share the same goal, share the same direction, share the same KPI, becoming one big family, having a common language, having a common understanding, and we have to share the pain and we have to share the gain. So one more question is, if you want to answer, but I'll cut it short because of the time, how much of your work is valuable? How much you are doing rework? How much you are doing development for a mobile app or for a website, and you discover after you finish at the end, this is not what the customer wants, or that you understand it wrong and you have to do rework. All this is a big example for the word waste. You are making a lot of effort, but with no value, and business will not appreciate you by that time. So what you need to do, you need to focus on what is valuable from the business and the customer perspective. From the business and from the customer perspective. Do not focus only on the tool. The tool here is a technology, which is very important. As we said, every company is a technology company, but the tool alone will not help you. The processes alone will not help you. And here is the word that I said before, a fool with a tool is a bigger fool. I have seen so many companies, as I mentioned, I'm not going to repeat it again, having blockchain technology, AI technology, but they are not delivering any value. So let me move a little bit into the IT perspective. This was the part that I wanted to cover from the business perspective. Let me explain to you guys in a quick slides, what is the technology and what is the IT perspective. In the IT perspective, here is what we have. We said in the beginning, here is the market. Let me draw this, or the customer. The customer can be individual or can be companies or retail or whatever, or SMEs or corporate. And here is the business, your whole organization. The business will push the development team to make faster development, faster mobile application, faster solution. And this is why even they are using Agile, right? And look what happened at the end. By the end of their sprint, by the end of their software, and they are squeezed by the business, They want to have the software, and look at that, they want to throw it over the wall to the operational team. So they want to throw the application over the wall to the operational team. But regretfully speaking, the operational team has different priority. The operational team, they are focusing on maturity, on stability, on reliability, on security. So what will happen is they will push back and they will reject this fast software development. And what will happen? The customer here will not be happy. Why? Because the service or the product, or in other words, the value is not delivered. So what DevOps is doing, okay, I'll finish up. So what DevOps is doing, we will consider the whole team from the beginning. Let me erase this. When we have the business need at the beginning, we will consider business requirement, operational requirement, security requirement, so we can have faster time to market. We will deliver our value fast. We will deliver our product fast. We will have our customer satisfaction fast. Guys, if you have any, do I still have time? I think we have to end it over here. If you have any question, please tell me.
I have a couple of questions, of comments rather than questions.
Okay.
The first one, when you were asking about rework, is that comes from different comments in the chat that we have about a 50% rate of rework, which is really high.
Wow, this is too much.
Yeah, definitely. And then yeah, we have questions like essentially agreeing with you, also saying that when the rate of change in the outside is lower, sorry, it's higher than the rate of change in the inside of the company, then the end is near. You know, we have this comment as well. And then we had a little dispute on the idea that you were mentioning at the beginning about output and outcome, because sometimes. Sorry, let me take the right question. Sometimes the ease of use is in itself an outcome, and so it becomes it can be, you know, disputable in that case. But I think if you allow me, that the point is always the same, that if the outcome is that one, then this is where we want to go. If ease is an outcome, then this is what we want to have. Is that
exactly? Exactly. I already passed the control now to my colleague Mark. This is exactly what I wanted to have, that all IT guys should keep focusing on value and on outcome, and then go backward, go inside your company, start to think out how you can utilize your technology, your people, your processes to deliver this outcome and value. The focus is on outcome and value, not a technology and tool, although it is very important. And the technology part and the tool chain, I will leave it over to my colleague Mark. Mark, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Amr. Good morning, all attendees. I'm Marek Najmajer from Linux Polska. I'm happy to have an opportunity to share with you some of our experience with DevOps. But to explain why we are trying to share our know-how, I will talk a little bit about our company. We are working on the market from 12 years already. We started with transforming mainframe industry, mainframe environments in biggest companies to migrate them on Linux environments to, widely speaking, open source, to escape from vendor lock-in. And after those dozen years of our continuous growth, we have many customers. We have some variable experience in containerization and CI/CD, DevOps, and many additional things like databases and data science.
Mark, can you share the slide, please? Mark, please share the slide.
Now? Okay. No?
Not.
This one? Is it okay now?
No, it's not shared yet.
Not shared? Okay. Something paused maybe.
Yes, now it's done. Great.
Yes? Okay. So after a dozen of years, we have this all experience with containerization, CI/CD, DevOps, data science, databases. We have almost all companies listed on the Warsaw stock market are our customers. So we are happy with this pool of potential experience and potential new projects. What is the DevOps in our meaning? We are dividing our whole service portfolio on 4 branches. This is traditional professional services, where we have, for example, DevOps consulting. We are here also to implement and help in deployment of tooling for DevOps. The second branch is development. We are developing by ourselves, but we are doing it as well with the customer to build their own open source fork, their own software with white label or the in-house label to meet the best expectations. And of course, there is no software without support. So next branch is technical support, and we are providing here also support for tooling, which helps DevOps in proceeding. And the last one, the most modern, managed services, where we are offering platform as a service, databases, automation tools, identity management, and so on, which are also used in DevOps solutions. So that's why we are talking about it. And then going to DevOps, the most commonly accepted benefit of DevOps is fighting gaps between departments, the so-called breaking down the silos. And how it looks. There are many departments, and there is not only obvious divide between maintenance and administration on the one side and development on the other side. There are also many others divisions. For example, the development could be divided in many departments. Like here is presented, it is from one big bank. There is also, of course, separation of net or telco, how it is called, so all this cabling, all this data center communication. And the next one is security, which is the house of its own for every company. And so these silos are not only about departments, not just organizational aspect, but these departments are different, have different hiring procedures. They have, in effect, they have different approaches in their teams. So they are buying another tools, which is only to make this gap even bigger. And on the very end, there's third-party providers, which are also silos by the departments. Almost all departments want to have direct access to choose third-party provider. It means not only software, but the support or consulting. How to fight it? Of course, it's not the only solutions, because DevOps doesn't mean containerization, but in our experience, in our solutions, implementing DevOps was almost always provided with tooling on containerization. It was together with automation and standardization of procedures, coding guidelines, CI/CD pipelines, and of course training. So having one platform for many departments gives an opportunity to build a common sphere, common standard, and to make some demands for party providers to be more focused on needs of the customer. But silos. There is also silos of risking building a new silo of DevOps. So it can be made when there is only small team specialized in DevOps, and they are, very well prepared and very well paid, and they are artisans of DevOps, while the whole bunch of administrators and developers are excluded from this very exclusive team. So there is such risk. There's an example. Of course, DevOps, how Amr said it before, isn't about tooling. It is about culture. But tooling make it easier to make some procedures, make some interactions, communication according to DevOps culture. So we are implementing something like that with developers, system engineers, and all possible software and on containers, as usual in our case. It was about benefits. Now it's something more difficult, because it is how DevOps works with security policies, which are usually from the older times, and there are some blockers for sharing data, codes, and passing communication between parts of DevOps community. It's difficult, and there are many frictures on the border between two departments. But it is a problem. how to it is escalated even more when we have, for example, long contracts, which, for example, there is a development of some big system and its duration is 3 or 4 years. After these 4 years, some procedures could be not expected in the old contract. So there is some friction as well. So there is sometimes there is a tendency to reinsourcing, to win back control. And it is very difficult if you are not changing the paradigm. You must, for example, go into DevOps, build the whole team, and go into future with completely another procedures. So that was made in one public agency where there was many to do with this. There was reinsourcing and there was building completely new development team, and it was all built on DevOps paradigm. Of course, there should be some tooling, and it was added. For example, our solution continuous command auditing, which audits every command on every server to check if somebody has a good permission to make some thing. I was talking earlier about procurement, about these third-party suppliers, which are also silos by departments, but it is deeper problem. Problem is there's, for example, from business departments, which are responsible for development of new software for customers, there is no understanding for a platform requirements. They are interested only, and it's reasonable, they are interested only in user requirements. And if there is no supervision, which adds some special provisions in contracts to make it compatible with common platform, common DevOps approach, there is a big problem. There is a big problem, and we have, how I call it, agile waterfall syndrome. DevOps developers are going agile, and next they are pushing in waterfall style all these to testers and administrators. And here, as in our case and in our experience, the most modern and most elastic way to provide tooling for this culture is containerization. And we are working with customer to build, to write contractual provisions to make it happen that all new software will be deployed in compatibility. Environment life cycle. Now versioning is crazy, like we can say. There are many software packages which are released many times a year, and there is a big problem to provide, to assure compatibility between these versions. For example, between operational system database, web application, or yes, web application, any security additional software, all must be versions together. So it is a big challenge to have it. Our solution is, of course, containerization, but it is not only on container platform. We are looking at it as it is assurance, compatibility assurance for the whole environment. So with all this shifting from, for example, from development to test, from test to acceptance, from acceptance to production, from production to disaster recovery. So looking at it, it is worthy to build a system which provides this assurance. Last one, making agriculture agency. There is a problem in big organizations working together with external third-party system providers. There is sometimes there is a fighting or problem with configuration management. One party wants to have some configuration made valid by some contract or project from years ago, and for example, maintenance team want to change it to make it easier to administer. So there are conflicts. There are conflicts, and to making it, for example, that it is 1,000 server boxes with a few hundred applications and systems. It's a big issue. Assuring the full stack compatibility is a nightmare without automation. So everything as the code. So it's not only configuration, which is traditionally made with automation applications, but also maintenance tasks, development, deploy pipelines, we may say audit tasks, all tasks, so all states and all tasks made visible under version controlling to make it possible to go back to the first not bad version. We can check, we can control all environments with such an attitude. It's very important, especially in multi-supplier environments. You must have assurance that nobody changes your configuration, nobody changes your code, which makes very important tasks. And of course, if we have such version controlling of whole environment, we can make it easier to monitor it all. So it's very nice thing, and it is very nice tooling for DevOps. So it's from our experience, just short description of cases. And if you have some questions, please please don't bother to ask. Sarah, have we some questions?
Not yet. I think we need to give a little bit more time to go through it.
Okay, so thank you very much for attention, and I'm passing webinar hosting back to Witold. Mute. You are mute, Witold.
Okay, thank you, Sarah. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Amr, for your introduction. Thank you, Mark, for your practice explanation. So DevOps is not so easy approach. However, it's present everywhere. We hear about DevOps. We are DevOps sometimes. But it's not so easy to understand first and then to implement and to convince all the environment, all the sphere, business sphere, as you mentioned, Amr and Mark. So now we are close to the end. So again, more about DevOps, more about automation practices and culture in our trainings, accredited by, of course, PeopleCert, DevOps fundamentals, DevOps leadership, the higher level, advanced level. So I'm pleased to invite you to our website. Again, there's some very interesting information. Last few weeks, there are Polish versions of those exams, so it could be easier for some people to pass the exam in Polish. So again, good information. And now, as mentioned at the beginning, prize contest for you, dear attendees. So if we have some pool of prizes, from PeopleCert to personal DevOps exam vouchers. Interesting. From Linux Polska, one personal course voucher. Thank you. And from us, Promity Akademia, one personal DevOps fundamentals course voucher again. It is very interesting. So, are you ready to answer questions? So we have 3 questions to answer. So be careful. So first is to identify 2 from 3 methods, approaches, philosophies DevOps is based on, so or refers officially to. There are 3 methods, and you are be asked to mention, to indicate 2 of them.
Sorry, just a quick note. So we're going to show right now to all the public up here the questions, as Witold is doing for us, which is great. And you can answer the questions right after the webinar is finished. There will be like a section where you can put your answers, and we will draw the winner from there. Obviously, you're also free to answer in the poll right now if you want to.
So
Yeah, let's just show the questions right now, so we can
okay.
move on also to the next question. So everybody has a preview. Thank you.
The question 2 would be, which factor is the more influencing in DevOps? Okay. And the third question is, what is the most challenging problem in DevOps? So we based on Gartner's report. So let's guess, guys, which would be the most challenging problem. Okay, so these are contest questions you can answer by email. So, and the very first attendees answering those questions by email will be awarded by those prizes, precious prizes. So now, Sarah, I will pass the presenter token first to Mark. So could you read Sarah questions?
Mark's on mute. No, I was just saying that the questions will pop up later after the session, so everybody is able to answer from there. I think we can move on. And in terms of the presentations, we have actually another question that was for which is winning zone versus blue ocean. What if client does not know if he needs our service? You're on mute. Okay.
Okay, the question says, Sarah, let me double check I got it right. What if the customer does not understand what value can we offer, right? By the way, this is very common. Why? Because sometimes most customers does not understand or realize what technology can do for them. And when we, as a service provider, when we offer our solutions, we should focus on offering the solution value and outcome, not saying that we're going to offer you artificial intelligence or blockchain or containerization. What we're going to give you in terms of value. And let me summarize a real case scenario with you guys. It's an amazing one. I was delivering a course. I have within that course, it was a big multinational company operating in more than 50 cities. And I have different teams attending from different regions, right? And the maturity in each local market was totally different than the other. So I found that we have teams from the same company in certain countries working like the waterfall. Other teams for the same company in other countries working in agile. And only 2 teams in this company working in 2 countries in DevOps. And I gave them a challenge, you see. I said, guys, let's assume that right now as a business, we need to add a feature to your CRM solution that we can send WhatsApp message to your customer. I want you to write down, take 5 minutes, each team, and tell me how long would it take you to deliver this business value, okay? After the discussion, the answer was amazing. Those who were working in waterfall, they said they will need 4 months to deliver this. 4 months, 120 days. Those who were working in agile, they said we will need 2 sprints. Each one is 2 weeks to deliver this, which is actually 4 weeks to deliver, 28 days. And the amazing part, this is true case, by the way, but I cannot reveal the name. The DevOps team, they said we can deliver this from 2 to 4 hours. We can deliver this from 2 to 4 hours. The other teams were talking about 4 months. Look at the difference. It is not just about the tool. It is even about the mindset. For example, the DevOps team, once they write code, they commit on the spot. So the checking on the quality is quite fast. It's almost like you are working on the real life environment. So once you have an idea and you start work on it, you go the whole way between brackets, we call it the value stream, till the outcome is delivered, and you take the customer feedback and start change accordingly. What does that mean? It means you are taking your decision based on facts. You are taking your direction based on the actual market need, actual customer requirement, not expectations and assumptions. If you have any more question, I'm glad to answer if you have any other questions as well.
Thank you, Amr, for this. For now, we don't have other questions, as I can see from the chat. But if you have more questions, you can follow up either with PeopleCert or
I can add one more, Sarah. I can add one more, which is Mark mentioned. Mark mentioned the silos, okay, where each team is working in different island, but his own. And one of the very common mistakes that we have seen, that certain team, let's say the database team, for example, they wanted to make local optimization. What does that mean? They have the authority, they have the power to change the database, and they have certain update or batch, they apply it on the database. What happens? This batch is not working with the application or the server. So what is the end result? The whole service is down. Although they wanted to make local optimization, look at the consequences. We have a global degradation. We wanted to make local optimization, we have a global degradation. So the power of DevOps here is considering the end to end. And last statement, which is very important to finish my wording with, DevOps, it has a very wrong perception. People think about DevOps, it is developer, tester, and operation. Guys, based on experience, this is totally wrong. DevOps is talking about the whole value and business chain, starting from sales people, marketing people, business analysts, till the operational and service desk team. The whole value stream. The whole value stream. It is not just developers and operations. Thank you.
So the consideration would be we should see on our trainings not only IT guys, but the business guys as well, or first of all, maybe. So this is the message. This is the message, I mean, Amr, for us.
Just one more thing to add, Witold, if you allow me. 2 months ago, we started transformation like that with one big organization. Okay, it was working in banking industry, but I will not mention the name. And they were starting this transformation just with IT people. Okay, only with the IT people. After 2 weeks exactly, we started to see that they are changing the audience. Right now, they are giving us the salespeople, the branch head, the tellers, the credit analyst in the bank, because they started to realize it is the whole organization. It is not just IT. This is wrong perception. This is wrong perception. On the other side, the IT people has to think business as well. They have to understand the priority of the customer, the strategy of the business, what has to be done first, not what to do in terms of technology, or if you like development, so you write code. If you like testing, you find bugs. No, do what is more valuable. Thank you so much.
Okay. So thank you. So if we have not any other questions, so we can slowly close out our webinar. And thank you again very much, our attendees. Please ask questions to Mark, Amr, and myself about courses about DevOps matter by email, and please answer those contest questions to win our prizes. And thank you again.
Thank you very much once again.
Bye.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.